What's up, everybody? It's Punk Rock Talk, episode 17. How's everybody doing out there? Today, my guests are Jason Klank of Hostile City Oi Council and Mike Blanx of Blanks77. You're listening to Blanks77 right now. It's on our Spotify playlist, Rebellion Noise 2022. If you are not following The Havoc on Spotify, you need to do that. And follow this playlist. It's on our Spotify profile. Again, Rebellion Noise 2022. We update it every Monday with different tunes from our favorite punk bands. And it's always in correlation with whoever we're going to be interviewing on this show. Have you missed an episode of Punk Rock Talk? Don't worry about it. You can find all of the old episodes on the Havoc's YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube, click that bell icon, and you'll be notified every time we upload new content there. Not just Punk Rock Talk, but whatever videos we put up on there. All right. Are you in a band? Do you need merchandise? Check out Dead and Buried Inc. That's Dead and Buried Inc. INC, not INK. That's their Instagram handle. And you can also find them online on their website at deadandburiedinc.com. They will handle all of your merchandising needs. And if you're on the West Coast, it's even better because you're close to them. During this interview, if you have questions for Mike Blanks or Jason Klank or myself, tap that question mark icon on your screen. Don't put it in the comments section, please. They get lost there. I don't see them. So again, just tap that question mark icon and it'll get put here into my query so that I can check it in the middle of the interview. And we can do that live Q&A. Also, stick around to the end of this episode where I will announce next week's guest. I'm excited for not only this week, but next week's guest. There's a lot coming up in the punk scene here in the States especially, and there's a lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about a lot of those things that are happening on the East Coast today. And then some other cool stuff that's going on next week. Having said that, let's just jump into this. This is going to be our first time doing a split screen interview. There's been a couple episodes where we were going to do that and it didn't work out. So we're going to try it this time and hope for the best. Let me go ahead and invite Jason from Hostile City. And let's see if we can get him on here. There he is. Hello. Jason, what's up, my man?
Not much. How's it going?
It's going all right. Let me go ahead and send the invitation to Mike as well, and let's get him on here.
Awesome.
One second. Hang in there, everybody. I'm working on it. There we go. Invitation to Mike has been sent. Sounds like it's a nice day over there, Jason.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's in the 70s. It's actually it feels like it's one of the rare spring days that we actually have. Like last week, it was in the 90s, a couple of days. We seem to go right from winter to summer usually, so it's pretty beautiful out right now.
Nice. Okay, we've got Mike. There he is. How you doing,
How's
Mike?
it going? Good, all's well.
Awesome, man. Thanks for joining me today. Excited to have both of you on here. Obviously, Mike, there's a lot we could talk about in regards to Blanx77 and your history with that, which I would like to talk a little bit about that. But this interview is kind of more about Hostile City and how you guys know each other and the work that you're doing there on the East Coast. So I'd like to just jump into that. How do you guys know each other? How did the relationship form? What is Hostile City Oi Council all about? Mike, you want to take the reins on that?
Oh, well, Hostile City is more Jason's thing, that's for sure. But he and Chris, his buddy Chris Caton, they're putting on some awesome shows right now in the Philly area. And yeah, it's like every show I want to go to. And it's too damn bad because they're like an hour and a half away. And
How do you guys know each other? From what I understand, you guys have had a relationship for a long time, right?
Jason was my milkman, and yeah, no, just met at shows and stuff, right?
Yeah, probably each other for, I would say, 6 or 7 years. Mike, sound about right?
Oh, I thought we just met the other like 3 years ago.
No, we met back in 2016.
Yeah, time flies, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
It's wild. Jason,
Yeah.
tell us, what Hostile City Oi Council is all about. How did it get started? And what is your mission with that?
So Chris started back in actually 2012. First show that Chris threw was actually Evil Conduct and Infra Riot underneath the Hostile City Oi Council. Prior to that, he was also throwing shows as Hostile City Street Beat, which started back in 2008. I've been helping for about the last 4 years. So we've been, we're pretty much partners in everything that we do at this point. And then, go ahead, Mike.
No, I'm just saying everything.
Well, maybe not everything, but as it goes,
everything.
As it goes with shows, we're pretty attached to the hip. Also, I would say within the last couple of months, we added some folks to the team. So Brian, George, Ash. But I would say, generally speaking, Hostile City Oi Council is more of a collective. We work a lot. While we have our core group, we have a lot of folks that support us outside of that group that help us with booking shows. Eric and Chris at Legion 76 are a big part of what we do. Molly helps us out a lot when it comes to booking shows. I'd say generally, the focus was I would say Oi and kind of street punk in general. At this stage, I would say we're mixing it up a little bit, and there's really a lot of reasons for that. But at this point, we book as many I would say punk and rock and roll shows as we do Oi shows. So the Oi Council's mission, I would say, is to bring quality events to the Philadelphia area in general.
Wow.
And what
spoken like a true professional there.
What got you into the scene? Did you get into the scene like as a teenager or later in life, or?
I would say, generally speaking, I got pretty involved later in life. My introduction into punk in general was through 411 skate videos back in the mid '90s. So I was introduced to bands like Bad Religion and NoFX, and I would say Bond from there. I had a good friend. So I'm maybe some background. I'm actually from a small town. I'm from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's about 3 hours west of Philly, about 2 hours north of DC. And I had a good friend back in Gettysburg named Mike as well, Mike Feaster. And Mike used to introduce us to bands all the time and that type of thing. And funny enough, I left Gettysburg when I was 18 and moved to DC. But I actually caught up with Mike at a show in 2015 in Philly. It was the Vandal show with Bad Religion and some other bands. So it was pretty cool to catch up with, an old friend. But that was basically my introduction. There weren't a lot of punk shows in Gettysburg, that's for sure. We did have some mixed shows, which were like metal, hip hop, and punk. So I would say the gang and I, we were just a group of kids that skated and got into trouble and did stupid shit all the time. We were always part of that when we could be.
Mike, how about you? Let's hear a little bit about kind of your introduction to the punk scene and what kind of got you started down that path.
Right. Well, like in high school, first it was Cyndi Lauper back in grade school. That She's So Unusual record was like, oh my fucking God, it was awesome. And so that was my first live show, and I took my mom and the 3 neighborhood kids, and 2 moms went, and they hated it. But us kids liked it, and so she was the first, and and then after that I went to some, saw Huey Lewis and Genesis and some crap, I saw Bruce Springsteen and arena bands, But then
Sure.
when I got to high school, my brother took me to see the Ramones. And we went to see the Ramones, I don't know, we went 15 times, I guess, in total. And we're out in New York City and Jersey, and so Ramones was first in high school. And then it was, I met somebody working at Bradley's department store, and my friend Alex, I'm still friends with him. He's a chiropractor. And so he took me to CBGB's matinee. And we started doing that, and then going to these, so between CB's and ABC No Rio matinees, lots of punk shows,
Very cool.
So all back, I guess, maybe 17, 18 years old. And then started the Blanks when I was, I think, 19 or 20 with the rest of them.
I got to be honest with you. When you said that you saw Huey Lewis in the news, I got a little jealous.
Yeah, back when they were good too. So I don't think I saw the sports tour. I think it was 4.
Okay.
This, or wait, or was it sports? Well, I don't remember now, but I don't know. It was 86 or something.
So,
I love that. I love the sports record.
Yeah, I know Jason's a big fan. He just bought the sports album. I heard.
One of my favorite scenes in a movie of all time.
I know what you're talking about.
It's American Psycho, where he's gonna kill that guy and he's playing Hip to Be Square.
Yeah.
I mean, what a perfect soundtrack for that.
I mean, what other song should you play?
Right? Yeah, if you off somebody, that's the song I want.
Yeah. if you kill me to that, I'll be okay with it. Make my the last thing I listen to something like that, something fun, upbeat, and I could dance to it.
I think maybe you should have the Blanks cover that song.
Oh, that's okay.
Um, but speaking of blanks and shows and all that, you guys got a lot on your calendar this year.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Usually, like, we're so quick to say no, but this only actually we only say no to Jason usually, but and others. But yeah, we got a lot of coming up. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of people in the audience would like to hear if they're not, if they don't know already. But yeah,
Well, if they don't know, then come on. What are we listening to here? Well, first off, we're going to be in L.A. at June 17th. Forgive me if I don't know the name of the places, but I know we're playing with Spiky Jacket as well as Corrupted Youth and more.
The struggle. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? Okay. And anything else you want to know about LA?
no,
LA is wild. Have
yeah,
you been there? It's crazy, the shows.
yeah. So when I was 18, I took my first trip to California, and the purpose of the trip was for me to decide if I was going to move there or not. And when I got there, I was looking through this magazine that had all these like show announcements in the back of it at all the different venues. And I saw that the Casualties were going to be playing that weekend. And I was like, holy shit, I have to go to this because this is going to give me an idea of like what the scene is really like here in Southern California, Los Angeles area. They were playing at the Glass House in Pomona. And me and my buddy, Justin, who my best friend, guitarist in Havoc, we went to the show, and I was excited to see the Casualties, and especially there because it was a large venue and there were so many kids there, and literally like it was like something out of a movie. A fucking riot broke out, and there were all these kids like smashing cop cars and going ape shit, and the Casualties didn't even play. But I was like, okay, this is what the punk scene is like here, then I definitely have to move here.
This is what I want to do with my life.
Exactly. So I did. I packed up my shit 2 months later and I moved out there.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And
what a great introduction.
The funny thing,
never see the headlining band. It's perfect.
The funny thing about that is a few months prior, I was supposed to see them in Oklahoma City at the same venue that I saw Blanks the first time. And they were on tour with the Unseen, so I was, stoked to see both of them. Same shit. I got there, and all these fucking, like, punks they literally had a riot. And so I didn't get to see either band.
I think, you have to get to what is it called? The denominating factor or something?
Right. The common denominator.
The common denominator, sure. I think you're it.
Yeah.
If you're going to be there, I'm not going.
I guess, man. But no, that same venue where I saw Blanks for the first time was so fucking cool. It's a record shop, and they just cleared out like all of the records off of one side of the store to have the band set up and play. And there's no stage, so just ground level, and you're face to face with the band. It was really cool.
Yeah, I kind of remember. I think I remember where you're talking about.
Yeah, it was called Music Dimension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have it written down somewhere.
Well, I'm hoping that I get to see you guys this year at some point. I know you got the LA show, and then you're playing Dallas also this year, right? We
do have Dallas on in July 2nd. Thanks. That's going to be another one. That's with that Oxblood and more bands. And the day before that, we're in Denver for that Punks Unite Fest.
Yeah, the line
Um,
that is stacked, man. That's going to be a great show.
yeah, you could come and get it shut down if you want.
That would be amazing.
I know the Casualties are playing, so yeah, why not?
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a good time.
Yeah, that's going to be great. We're all, oh geez, there's more. We're also playing July 16th. This is a new one. We just got this one announced. We're playing with Sheer Terror in a basement of like a restaurant. It's called the Meat Locker.
Wow.
It holds about 100 people. Yeah.
And where is that?
It's in Montclair, New Jersey.
Okay.
That one's going to be crazy. Oh shit, we're going to Baltimore and Roanoke, and we're playing this thing in Massachusetts called the Savage Mountain Punk Fest in August. Lots of things. Lots of things.
Yeah. Last time,
Maybe even. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say the last time I had Renee on here, you guys were about to play this show at a pie shop. How did that go?
Yes. Oh, someone got beat up, but I don't know why. I really don't understand why. It was really weird.
Did you pie?
He should have just got pied in the face. That would have been better. You're right. You're absolutely right. It would have been a total, what is that? Slapstick comedy kind of thing.
Right. Jason, you said you know why the guy got beat up.
Yeah, I had to walk the guy out. So long story short, drunk guy bumped into not drunk guy. Drunk guy or not drunk guy got mad, walked away. Sucker punched drunk guy, then sucker punched someone, and then we had to he left.
So
really fucked up, but
what's the common denominator in that scenario?
Jason. It's a Jason. Anytime a Jason shows up, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Good
anytime it shows up, it's going to be chaos for sure.
Yeah, bring it on.
But my son Abe was there. I blame Abe. The funny thing is, my son was kind of standing up on the side. There's like this little bench, and we both knew it was going to happen. And he looked at me, and I was like, "Don't say anything. Come on, let's go." So I took him to the back with his mom, and sure enough, I came back, and there it was.
That's cool that you are taking your kids to the shows, though, like kind of getting them started early and whatnot. Like,
it's not that cool.
To?
I don't think it's right that these young kids are subjected to these punk rock shows, because I had to learn the hard way. I wasn't just birthed into this. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had to figure it. I had to make mistakes, and go to see the wrong bands to learn which ones I really like. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He's learning. He took me to a hip hop show last night, so
I know he paid you back. He paid you back big time.
Yeah, and I actually like hip hop, by the way, but this was not something. I don't know. It was not for me. But anyways.
Yeah. It's like taking your mom to see Cyndi Lauper back in 1984. All over again.
Your mom didn't like it. Why didn't she like it?
Yeah, it's loud. I don't know. I guess she wasn't as parents are today,
Yeah.
But you know what? She did go see Cyndi Lauper again in the late, like 20 years after that. So
yeah,
it all came back.
I think it would have been amazing to see Cyndi Lauper back then, man. Like that. I mean, that time,
so exciting.
Music in general was just, I don't know, just such a wild time compared to now.
Yeah, Top 40 radio was like great.
Yeah,
Prince, and Bruce Springsteen, and Cyndi Lauper, and Bryan Adams, and the Hooters. I don't know, whatever. Huey Lewis, all this great Billy Joel. Great music coming out right then.
a lot.
Plus, there was even a punk scene back then.
Well, it's just like a lot of iconic live bands, and today live music, I don't think it's really appreciated nearly as much. Especially by top 40 radio or even kind of the masses. It just seems like everything's focused on hip hop, or I guess country is still like a big thing, but even that is like, it's just pop music, really.
It's watered down.
It's kind of,
Definitely watered down.
very watered. Yeah. I like a real band, and there's not a lot of them current. And even the ones that are good, like we just saw this weekend, we saw Emil and the Sniffers, and I don't know. To me, I think they're a total punk rock band, but a lot of people are like, no, they're just a rock band, whatever. But they're a band, and they're trying to, play great music to people.
Yeah.
And yes, they're gonna try to be on the radio, and they're gonna try to be on TV, and but they still want to play live.
Right.
And, I mean, I don't know.
That's
pretty good to me.
Yeah, and not only that, but what really separates them, at least for me, they were so into the crowd, so into the crowd. I mean, it was a weird crowd, I'll be honest with you, but they were very into the crowd. People held up something that meant something to them, and like Emil called it out. I mean, it was. I thought it was borderline amazing.
Yeah. But I think that Jason, was because they were on ecstasy.
Oh,
yeah.
That definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, it helps.
It's kind of weird because like the state of like rock music now, it's like, I don't know if it's just like totally underappreciated because so many of like the bands from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s are like viewed as icons. But it's like we're listening, you go anywhere that is playing any kind of rock music, anywhere in public, and like they're playing all the same shit from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. There might be a little bit of 90s in there, and a very small amount of something from the early 2000s. But any other band that's come like in the last 2 decades, it's like they're not like regarded as like great rock bands or whatever. It's just like, how long are we gonna be fucking like listening to Sweet Child of Mine at Kohl's or wherever the fuck? Like I don't get it.
I love I love the Apple Wow. I don't appreciate the comments, but other than that, I agree.
I hope the day comes where I never not get to hear Sweet Child of Mine when I'm browsing the underwear aisle of Kohl's. And socks,
I just
overpriced. No. Oh, go ahead. I was going to talk about the Kohl's coupons for everyone, but
you're a frequent shopper there, Mike?
Well, who buys anything at Kohl's at full price? It's crazy.
You got Kohl's cash for days.
You'd have to be insane to go in there and drop down, the $39.99 for a handkerchief, whatever you're buying. I don't know what you buy. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, let's talk about what you got coming up there this weekend, Jason.
Yeah, this.
Oh shit! It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, let's hear about it. What's going on?
It's gonna be lots of fun. Lots of fun. The Bad English are coming in Denver, and we have 2 shows. One in Newark on Friday with the OC Rippers, and then one on Saturday in Philly with Doc Rotten, Luger, One Sided, Trial by Terror. Expecting fantastic shows. I think there's lots of buzz, lots of hype. We love the Bad English. We love Gordy, so we're really looking forward to the show in general. This will be their first time playing a show in about 3 years. So we're looking forward to that. They get in tomorrow. Everybody will be in tomorrow by about noon. So yeah, we're looking forward to the weekend for sure.
Awesome. What other shows do you have coming up later this year that you want to announce?
Yeah. So announcing, we got 2 shows in August that I wanted to announce. So number one, on August 6th, we're going to be doing a tune-up with some Philly favorites here. Legion 76 will be playing in Philly for the first time, also in about 3 years. In fact, I think next month marks 3 years since they played a live show. So we're really looking forward to that. And then August 27th, we have just stacked bill. U.S. Chaos will be celebrating 40 years of Chaos. Hub City Stompers will be in Philly celebrating 20 years of Dirty Ska. So we're looking forward to Hub City. Really excited, especially for those in Philly. You probably have heard of one of the first punk bands, Pure Hell. We have Street Vengeance playing, which features Chip from Pure Hell. So he'll also be playing. Fear God also on that bill, which features some current members of Headwound. And then I have about five other bands. Sucks.
Every band in New Jersey is in that band.
Yeah, exactly. It's about 5 other bands, and then Philly, representing Philly, we have a new band, Vile Enemy, which will also be playing. So that's an exciting one. Before we get to August, can I keep going, or should I?
Yeah, keep going, man. As long as you, whatever you want to announce, man.
Yeah, in June, so June 4th, we have Mel Machete coming in from June 4th is the Sweet Things from New York City. We have a record release party with Total Wine and Johnny Germs from Philly. And then June 10th, we have Mel Machete coming in from Richmond with Camino, as well as the Civil Rats. June 11th, we have Venomous Pinks coming from the West Coast. So they're on tour with actually the Dead Kennedys. And they'll be doing a stop in in Philly. And I have 2 more that I'll highlight real quick. June 24th, we have 21 Gun Salute coming out from the West Coast with Dusters, and we're still putting the rest of that lineup together, to be honest. And then July 9th, we have another exciting one, Informal Society coming out from the West Coast, along with the Parasitics, as well as Battalion Zoska, which some of you may know is Pat from Violent Society's newer band. They've been around for, I guess, about 2 years now, maybe a little 3 years, maybe a little more. As well as Destructive Fucks from Baltimore. So we're really looking forward to all of the shows that I just mentioned, and really happy to announce the 27th.
Awesome. You guys just had the Exploited over there, and the Virus played with them a couple nights ago. And everything I've been seeing on social media, those shows on the East Coast for the Exploited look fucking packed.
Yeah, I went to Philly hardcore shows. Joe Hardcore and the crew through the Philly show. I went to the Wednesday night show. Great show. I mean, saw a lot of people I haven't seen for a while. Good crowd. Was a little surprised by the amount of young folks that were there. So it's always refreshing when I go to these shows, and I obviously see some older folks, but also the young crowd.
I think the young crowd was only kids of the parents that drug them to the show, Jason.
Could be.
They would have all those kids would have rather been at some rap show.
Well, I don't know. They were into it. They were definitely into it. And then Harrisburg, I saw Dave Prino from The Virus made a post and said it was actually the biggest show that they had in Harrisburg since the Ramones.
Wow.
And actually, I think he may have said the biggest ever in beating beating the Ramones attendance wise. But so I know it was a blast. All the pictures I've seen and videos, it's amazing. And let's face it, when you got a guy that shows up with a sword to the show, I mean that's pretty cool too. I mean, I guess nobody was hurt. He was taken care. I was taken care of, but it was interesting to see the pictures.
Wait, we got
this conversation. Oh.
So what do you mean a guy showed up with a sword? Like,
hey, it's a punk show in Harrisburg. What else are you gonna come with?
You thought he was going to a Ren fair or some shit?
I guess.
He thought he'd do the Mohican garb.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, did he even get into the venue?
Apparently, he was in the venue. I mean, at least that's what it looked like from the pictures. But
yeah. It was a cane, and then and then you do this. You take it out, the sheath, and it's a sword.
Are you for real, or are you just making that shit up, Mike?
It's real. It's on the internet. It's real. But it is real. It is real. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. But
gotcha.
Why is this one shaking his head?
Who?
You with the birds in the background.
Oh no, it was real. I don't know all the details, but I definitely saw, dude being apprehended in a sword.
That's crazy. I want to take a second real quick to address the audience, to let them know that if they have questions for Mike, Jason, or myself, go ahead and just tap that question mark icon on your screen, and you can put your question there. Don't put it in the comments section.
We don't read them.
Yeah, they fly by. Although I did see our friends in Broken Cuffs stop by and say what's up. And Mike, you're representing today.
Yeah, it just so happens I'm wearing the Broken Cuff shirt.
That's awesome. When was the first time that you became aware of those guys?
When they showed up in Philly a couple weeks ago. No, we met them out in California, I believe, and on one of our shows out there a few years back, and they're awesome, Great bands all over the fucking land, Everywhere we go, we always run into somebody.
I met Ricardo from Broken Cuffs, even before I knew about the band, out in Las Vegas. We were both wearing the Oi Scouts T-shirt, I think we were both wearing it. Either way, that sparked a conversation, and we've been in touch. We've been in touch since then.
It's like, oh, you like the same shitty band I do? Sorry, Gabe. Gabe understands, though, I think. All right.
I hung out with at our show that we had in LA last month. And it's crazy. He and his wife, like they have a business building chicken coops.
Yep.
And like their Instagram is like massive for that. And he was telling, yeah, like I don't remember. I think he said something like they have over 30,000 followers or something. And he's like, it's crazy because, I'm occupying my time making all these chicken coop videos, but why can't I get that same amount of people following my band? I don't know. I guess the world loves chicken.
Well, yeah, I have watched a few of their chicken videos, and they're quite fun.
Okay, we got a couple audience questions here. The first one comes from someone that I have no idea who they are. I've never heard of this person before. Renee Blanks. Ask Mike about the new Blanks song.
Oh, okay. Well, I wish I had a prop, but I don't have one. Sorry. But so Blanks did a new recording probably a year and a half ago, and it's finally out on vinyl. It's on a split 7-inch with Sniper 66 out of Austin. It's called We Can Do the Ska, and it's both Blanks and Sniper doing ska themed songs in our own way. So it's out, and I don't have it yet. It's on its way from Germany, I believe. DHL sent me a thing. It's in the U.S. It's just, customs has to piss on it or something. I don't know. But when I get it, you'll know. You'll hear about it.
That sounds like a cool project. Any chance that we're going to be able to stream that on Spotify also?
Well, I I don't know much about doing that kind of stuff, but Renee can probably follow up on that and say, yeah, we can get it on there.
Right on. Okay, let's see. Another audience question here. This comes from...
Oh, you didn't ask the title. The title of the... So we have this record. You might have heard of this one, right? Tanked and Pogoed. So for the ska song, we did Skanked and Pogoed. Right, let's go. Move on.
That's awesome. Skanked and Pogoed. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, next question. This comes from Defected Drones Official. What were the bands that influenced you to start Blanks?
Okay, well, I guess to start, it was always just straight up punk rock, like the Ramones and the Sex Pistols and X-Ray Specs and the Damned and the Clash and name someone, just old school punk rock.
Who would you say has been your biggest influence as a frontman?
I think the Blanks sucked until we discovered the Dwarves. Okay. And I think all us Blanks will say the same thing. Like, once we heard the Dwarves' Blood, Guts, and Pussy album, that's when we became a better band.
Awesome.
We learned how to be a little more, I don't know, like the first record. Sometimes bands put out a great first record or whatever. So I think our first few 7-inches are not that great. I think we got a little better later. But yeah, I think the Dwarves are our biggest influence.
Right on. All right, next question comes from Blanch-a-lot-77. All-time favorite album, both of yous.
It's impossible. It's impossible to pick one, right? Like, I think that Operation Ivy record is pretty awesome. I think the Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers, LAMF, is pretty awesome. Pick a Ramones album. Most of them are pretty awesome. Some of them have total crap on it, but it's funny because I'm such a fan. The Sex Pistols record. I don't know. I don't know how to pick. I like the Amyl and the Sniffers, 2 of their records, the main ones.
Jason, what about you? What's your favorite album of all time?
Same for me. It's tough to whittle it down. Definitely, like, the ones that were, I would say, most influential to me when I was when I was, I would say, younger. It was actually Rancid, Let's Go. Then that took me into Operation Ivy. I loved the first couple of Bad Religion albums. I would say, probably that they would probably be the ones that stuck with me the most. No matter where I've been, if I see, I was in Macedonia once, of all places, and I saw a bootleg of Bad Religion, and I picked it up. Again, it stuck with me, and so I would probably say those records.
I had time to reflect. I'd also like to add, there's about 4 Dwarves albums I think are just pretty genius, and so I picked those. And Also, that Cyndi Lauper "She's So Unusual" album that we talked about earlier. That's probably my favorite. Probably because it's my first, and it wasn't easy getting that. I'll just tell you a quick story about it. So for Christmas, my mom bought me Annie the musical record.
Okay.
And I'm like, Mom, what the hell is this? And she's like, you like Annie, don't you? And I'm like, no. So I took it and I returned it to all Melody Music in Union Center, and I got the Cyndi Lauper cassette. She's So Unusual. So that's how that all started. That's my favorite one, I think, still.
Yeah, I want to on as well. The Exploding Hearts record is definitely that I can listen to. I still listen
See?
all the time. And Appetite for Destruction, that Guns N' Roses record.
Oh, that's a good. That was the going to high school soundtrack for me. I would listen to that. And, I used to hitch a ride from somebody down the street, and that's all they would play is Appetite for Destruction.
That was the first tape I got that my dad threw away. To be honest.
One other good record is "Bad Out of Hell" by Meatloaf. I know it's not punk rock or whatever, but you know what? I had to listen to it kind of funny because it was a 8-track in our Buick back growing up, and so I only know the songs in bits and pieces because those songs are so goddamn long that they wouldn't. And an 8-track is weird because it would play half the song and then click,
Right.
and then you wait a minute until you can hear the rest of the song. So I know problems that young kids don't have today.
Right. Yeah. Now we can just stream everything on our phones in 2 seconds.
I know, and hear the whole damn song right in a row. How horrible.
Going back to Appetite for Destruction and Guns N' Roses, that is just such an iconic album cover too. Like, take one look at that and you're like, okay, this looks like it's going to be badass. But a lot of those songs too, like the ones that aren't known as the hits off of the record or whatever, are just such great songs. They're really well written, and I love the production quality of that record. It just has I don't know, just it matches the kind of grit and attitude of the band.
Yeah, Night Train and Mr. Brownstone. I love both of those songs. They were definitely not title tracks, if you will.
Yeah.
I do wish Axl continued to tease his hair like he did in that video.
It's only the one video, man. Welcome to the Jungle. It's the only one.
It looked great. It was so cool. And then now everything's just that dirty flat. It's not so good. Oh well.
Yeah, and then
he's not even trying to be a rock star.
Yeah, and then there was that phase where he had the cornrows.
Ooh.
That shit was awful.
No. My Guns N' Roses membership, card had expired by then.
Right.
Yeah. Same here.
Man.
Let's go back to another audience question. This one comes from our friends in Broken Cuffs. It says, are Jason and Tamar coming to California with Blanks next month?
Yes.
We would love to, but we were not invited. So no. I
have to survive the weekend, and I can't be bringing friends of mine with me because they're what you call an enabler. It's not good.
All right, deflecting a little bit. I will say we will be out on the West Coast for CY Fest.
Yeah, because we're not playing that one.
That's true. Couple of things. Just quick shout out on Thursday before CY Fest. There's a tour. It's going to be their last date of the tour with Bad Nasty, Unwanted Noise, our friends at Noxious, and another band. I'm sorry, but I don't remember. But we'll be there on Thursday. And then Friday we'll be there for the pre-party. Our friend Johnny Mears is going to be playing with English Teeth to kick off. Well, as part of that, it's going to pretty good show overall when you can get funeral dress, and pretty sure the Erections are playing that. So looking forward to it. Sorry, that other band is Destructive. My bad.
Johnny Mears is a great guy. I haven't talked to him in person in a long time, but I got some good memories with that guy in the early days, the early 2000s. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Thing with him, I'm always looking up.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody's always looking up at that guy.
He's like 19 feet tall.
Yeah.
I'm sure he gets it a lot, though.
Of course.
But he's awesome to hang out with.
Definitely.
Yeah, Johnny's a great guy. Since he moved out here, he lives about 2 miles from me now. So
cool.
Pretty much a neighbor at this point.
Next audience question comes from Klank Babe. What is Jason's favorite Hostel City show so far?
I would say
it didn't happen yet. He keeps doing this. If he'd done his favorite, he would have stopped. No.
No, yeah, maybe. I would say I would give like two different vectors. So one, the Take This Bird festivals that were done by Chris and the gang. Love those shows. The lineups were stacked. I would say the most recent favorite was probably the Wheels show back in November. They're a great band live. I know they're looking to come back for 2 days later this year, November 11th and 12th. So I'm hoping. Hold on, real quick. Hey, Jay. Jay from Revolt Records. Sorry, I got distracted. Jay Collin from Revolt Records. What's up? But yeah, I would say probably they're probably my favorite so far. But I would also say this. I mean, we book bands that we want to hear and that we generally like. So I would say every show is a good one. From my point of view, I think if you asked me, to name a bad show, I don't know that I could. I mean, there's always some sort of drama involved, if you will, but I would say all the shows have been pretty good so far.
The last Hostel City show that I had a really fun time at and like watching was one of the bands was offered Rush. I don't know is that what they still call it? Rush?
I think they're just poppers, but yeah.
Poppers, Rush, whatever. So the guy, he plays bass or guitar or something and sings and did Rush the entire time he was singing or playing, which I think is pretty amazing because if I ever do Rush, I don't do it really. I've tried it, of course, but I don't do it normally. But I couldn't imagine trying to sing a song after that. After taking a hit or a sniff of that.
Well, you've got some shows lined up this year, so it sounds to me like you've got ample opportunity.
Plenty of opportunity to loosen my anal glands, right? Yeah. I'm such a tight ass. Oh boy.
All right. We're going to do one last audience question before we wrap this up. This is a ridiculous question, but I'm going to anyway. Let's see. This comes from Blue Alvy. It says Buckethead GNR, KFC or Popeyes?
KFC.
Does that mean what do I like better?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Popeyes much better than KFC. KFC, we would you'd eat and then immediately go to the it would come out into the toilet. Popeyes at least stays in you for a minute or two.
These
Jason?
are like some mental images that I just definitely don't want to live with, but now I'm going to have to.
Well, if you had it.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I definitely KFC. For some reason, I got on a plane like I don't know, sometime in the last 10 years, and someone brought Popeyes onto the plane, and I still smell it like to this day. Uh, so I yeah, I gotta pass on Popeyes.
Our buddy Bill Johnson from 40 Ounce Booking just commented. He said, "Poppers and Popeyes."
Poppers and Popeyes, yeah. That'll help, Jason.
There you go.
All right, guys. Before we sign off here, I want to thank both of you for taking the time to be on Punk Rock Talk with me. I've really enjoyed talking with both of you. Are there any shout outs that you guys want to give before we end the show?
Yeah. You want me to go first, Mike? Or
Yeah, go right ahead, Jason.
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So look, a lot of folks are out there doing good things. You know, just couple of folks that we work with a lot and that we certainly appreciate. You know, Jay Beluski in New Jersey, Vin also in New Jersey, up at QXD's, which is that Van Ingress show is on Friday. Kurt with Dismantled, you know, definitely. You know, I don't want to just call out Kurt. I mean, he supports what we do, but also, you know, most recently we were looking to put together a tour. Was kind of desperate to find a landing spot in Boston for a band, and you know, Kurt helped make it happen. So definitely love working with Kurt.
You know, while you're talking about Kurt, let's just say, so he's helping put out this. Does this look backwards to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, sorry about. Well, then turn it around. Okay, but so anyway, this our songs on this are going on to this. This is the test press, but we're gonna have a real one, a real 7-inch come out with these songs on it. Just the good, just the side you want to hear, not this one. This one, blank side. Hi, Kurt.
Awesome.
Go on.
That you want to shout out?
Could I just do a couple more real quick?
Of course.
So Bill Johnson down in Atlanta. You know, we love working with Bill. You know, Bill and I collaborate all the time. Looking forward to seeing him this weekend in Philly. You know, also got.
Hey, can I say one more thing? I hate to keep interrupting, but Jason keeps mentioning all my friends. So yeah, with Bill, he told me not to say anything, but he every year he has this 40 Fest thing, and there's probably not a lot of listeners to Havoc Punks, so that's good. And we're gonna Blanks are gonna play it in January 2023.
Awesome. Yeah,
it is awesome. And I also was told not to say this, but Havoc's gonna play it too.
Yeah,
we hope you.
We haven't made that announcement yet, but there's no time like the present, and I'm stoked that we're going to be playing with you guys.
Okay, well, the cat's out the bag.
The cat's out of the bag, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time down there in Atlanta in January, freezing our ass off.
True.
In some warehouse skate park thing.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. It's all Bill. Show us a good time when we get down there, please.
It's going to be amazing. The lineup's really good. I think it's going to be so much fun. Everybody hanging out and just...
I was only told about me. I just guessed about you guys.
I know who the whole lineup is. So.
Oh, wow. Well, I wasn't allowed to tell the whole lineup. Just 2 people.
Jason, do you have any other shout outs?
Crash Bang Boom in Philly. I'll pause. Look, at the end of the day, you know, we try to build a community. We try to partner with multiple cities. So, Rubbish Records in Philly. But look, anyone that's down to collaborate, help make things easier for all of us when it comes to tours and booking and that kind of thing. You know, certainly appreciate you.
Awesome. Mike, do you have any shout outs before we wrap it up?
Just want to mention one person that I think Jason, I don't know if you mentioned Joe from Pogo in the Pit. He does videos, and they're doing that in Newark. This was that Friday with that Bad English show.
Yeah, there's going to be a screening of Pogo in the Pit 2 with Joe and 4D Kids Productions out of Roanoke. Thank you so much. Look, we love Joe. Joe is just a chronic supporter of things that we do in general. Most recently, he went up to a show in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and then he hoofed it down to Philly to also support us down in Philly. So Joe's a hell of a guy. Definitely look up the unsubs, look up 4D Kids Productions. Great guy. Love what he's doing, and watch out for Pogo in the Pit too.
You know, this punk rock thing is pretty good. Like the the relationships. If you stick around, you're gonna know somebody.
It's all about building the community.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's true.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was gonna say thanks again for taking the time to be on Punk Rock Talk with me today. Really enjoyed chatting with both of you. And I want to take this time to announce next week's guest, which will be Kurt from Dismantled Records.
Wow. He got all that accolades earlier.
Yeah, he did. We're going to be talking a lot about what he's doing, what he's done in the past, and what he's got coming up. So really looking forward to talking with him about that.
Yeah, Blanks have been working him pretty hard the past few months, so he can use a good ego stroke.
Absolutely.
And I should really just say hi to Chad, Tim, and Renee.
Yeah, hi guys and gal.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't know if they listen to me when I do this stuff, but we'll see.
Well, I know Renee was tuning in because she was putting in all those questions for sure.
Yeah, well, she talks the talk, doesn't she?
She does. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on Punk Rock Talk, and I can't wait to meet both of you in person, hopefully sometime in the near future.
We'll see you in Atlanta in January 2023.
All right. All right, everybody, to play us out, this is Blanx77. See you later.